What's up, everyone? South Florida Bourbon Guy here with another Daily Bit from the Barrel, coming to you live from one of my favorite places, the Rick House, where we store the barrels. And today, just going to give you a couple minutes overview of what is inside the typical barrel, a little bit about the construction, stuff like that. So, in order to be considered a bourbon, the bourbon product must be aged in a new charred American white oak barrel. So what does that mean? That means that once the bourbon is taken out of the barrel and put into a bottle, we cannot use the barrel again. This goes on to other whiskey producers, other spirit producers. They make furniture out of it. You can buy them online. And again, that's kind of how that works with the whole bourbon barrel. So a little bit about the construction of kind of what's inside of it. So each of these barrels have what's called staves that basically make up the shape of the barrel. Now, this is just a little prop that I got from the Burnt Church Distillery. The staves are on the outside. I'm going to give you another prop here that you've seen before. This is a stave, and again, even though this has got some signature on it, again, this was a gift given to me from my friend Kenny that works for me in Fort Lauderdale. This is the back side of the stave. The stave, we'll talk about that in a minute. It's charred. It's got this black charring on it. Looks like it's been held over a fire, which it has been. But again, and going back to the construction of the barrel, these staves are held in place by these hoops. And then we have what's called a bung. Now, again, this is a bigger bung that would fit on this typical barrel, but this is how the whiskey goes in and how it gets out. Shout out to Nelson's Greenbrier. I was on a tour not too long ago, and they gave us the bung, and they said, you're smelling this. What is this from? What type of barrel? I was the one that guessed it right. It was from French vanilla barrels, cognac flavor, so forth. So they gave me the bung. Kind of a cool little prop. Anyways, a little bit about construction. So what happens inside the barrel? Well, when these barrels get aged in a rick house, they get charred, they get toasted, and I'm just going to use my prop here. The alcohol moves in and out of the pores of this wood. What that does is there's something called tannins and vanilla flavors and caramelized flavors that the alcohol basically is pulling out of the wood. It's kind of going back and forth. Depending on where the barrel sits in the rick house, depending on the aging, the maturation process, you're going to get a lot of different complex colors, some complex flavors. But again, we're not adding anything to the bourbon. It's simply the bourbon moving in and out of the wood. So a little bit about the barrel. South Florida Bourbon Guy with another Daily Bit.